but I drove. So I'm from Boston. I drove to the ECW One Night Stand 2006 to see you defeat John Cena. I sat like 10th row. There's the chair from,
Yes.
so I have it. And that was amazing. Of course, I had long hair then, and it all fell out because I had kids. It's a personal problem, Rob, not your problem. But that night, beating John Cena for the WWE Championship and then becoming the ECW champion to start a brand new brand, what is the feeling, and how long did you know before going to that event that you are actually going to be champion? Day of, a week, a month?
So let me answer that part first. I didn't allow myself to believe that it was actually going to happen until it happened.
Yep.
You know, the whole time I'm leaving room for something to mess everything up, all the way up till when I'm jumping up for that 5-star frog splash. I'm thinking, okay, watch, after everything going so perfectly, watch me go to jump up the top rope and trip and fall on my face. I mean, that's what's going through my mind. You know, I'm like, you know, please, you know, and everything I got, like I jump up. No, thank God. All I got to do is, you know, this is real. It's gonna happen. You know, and bam, and then when I held the belt, then it was like, yes, now I can believe it. They can't take this moment back from me. This really happened. And obviously, you know, for me, it was great because the buildup to that match was really, for me, my whole career. You know, it was me always sticking to the ECW in Extreme Rules, always sticking to that hardcore style, even when everybody wanted to change me. You know, elevating the TV title in ECW and the hardcore title of WWE to main event status, where you know, that was never meant to be, because I respected the belts that much, you know, and put that much into them. So all of that, and of course, you know, that crowd was irreplaceable. Anywhere in a 30-year plus career, never was there that energy in the room, you know.
I brought you the energy, Rob. I brought you the energy.
I appreciate that very much.
When I found out, so obviously ECW 2005, you're injured, you can't compete. That was a blow. But I think beating John Cena a year later, the face of the company, Mr. WWE, for the championship belt, I think that makes up for missing 2005. At least that's how I look at it. But still, beating John Cena, there's not a lot of people who can say, oh, I beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. You know, you have Edge and Batista and Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar, but it's like Rob Van Dam, the man, you kind of brought it up. You never want to change who you were. You wanted to keep to exactly how you felt you should be presented and your character. And I always felt like on TV, there was this, well, you can have the IC title, or you can have the hardcore title. Hey, go be in a tag team. But here you are beating John Cena for the WWE Championship at your like own event. It could have been called Mr. Rob Van Dam's pay-per-view, because pretty much it felt like it was.
Well, yeah, it was my idea, right?
The first one, I remember hearing about this. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I don't think that ever would have happened as far as RVD being the number one guy in WWE if everything hadn't happened. I mean, I basically changed the entire playing field by bringing ECW back, and then the success of it validating a third brand and me being the best foot to put forward. I mean, everything was just lined up so good to where, you know, I feel like I'm pretty proud of that moment, that crowning moment of my career. Too bad it didn't last a little longer.
Right. That's kind of where my next question would be going, is like, how did that feel with the moment of, I have everything, I'm on top of the world, to, oh crap, and then they take both belts away from you on TV. Yet on TV, they never mentioned exactly what happened. But as a fan, if you were reading online, you knew what happened. So we don't have to go through that part. But yet, how did that feel? Suddenly you're on top of the world and now you're gone. No titles.
Yeah. Luckily, I never let my ego get to the point to where I really believed like that I was irreplaceable or whatever. You know, like every year when they do the layoffs and they fire the guys. It's so funny how the wrestling world is shocked. Oh, they let so and so go. Oh my god! Because I never felt like that. I never felt. They had ways of making me feel very humble. I'd go through cycles, where I'm like, okay, I think they appreciate me, and then I'm like, God, do they even know I'm here? Like, why are they? It was. I think it's like that probably for everybody. But it wasn't. I think that helped make it not quite as high of a fall.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, man, it sucked really bad. And the worst part was the second night, the ECW show in Philadelphia. I mean, those are my people, and they're the ones that were with me for the whole ride. And then I go catch the world title. I'm bringing it back to Philly to show them. And here I am on my back, taking a 3 count, and Paul Heyman's making the count. Everybody booed. Everyone was throwing their drinks, into the ring. And once they saw that, it encouraged all kinds of shit. I rolled under the bottom rope and I rolled under the ring. And I was just looking for like a gutter to roll into. Like, wow. I felt like the lowest form of life. Like, I was so ashamed. I felt disappointed in myself, and it really didn't feel good.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And then obviously after that, your WWE run, I felt like it was like a straight line versus before it was a slow climb up. Once that happened in that moment, I on TV saw your character in a straight line. Yes, you were always prominent. Yes, you were always showcased, but you weren't going up. You were just staying straight. Is that how you felt?
That's exactly how I felt. And so I didn't know if that was punishment, like if they're trying to make me like pay some dues, because I did drop the ball on their plans for sure. But at the same time, I didn't see any reason to stick around and fight it out. I was already burnt out on the monotony of the travel, and then having my spirit crushed like they did with ECW. That really, meant a lot to me. And it was like, now they used to say ECW means anything goes. That was great. Now ECW means one Extreme Rules match per show, which what? And then they're already having Raw guys and SmackDown guys on the show, flooding the talent pool, making it very confusing, destroying what made ECW special and different. And as I saw that, I was, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take a break and not re-sign because my contract was coming up.
Yeah.
And like you said, it felt like that. It felt like I was wrestling Big Show a lot, and they were main events on the ECW shows, but it was in front of 500 to 1,000 people, shows that they weren't doing anything with. They weren't advertising. I think that's what they thought was hardcore, was let's just book the same crappy old arenas that ECW used to book, and then we'll use that same $100 budget to make flyers and see how it goes. Right. But it was bad, and the paydays reflected it. And I was just like, really every sign in life was telling me, yeah, we're going to take a break.